Oh, good morning, I guess. Ban Jammy. I thought with makeup you'd be prettier. Yeah, that's what everybody thought, Ban. But good morning. It's Mike and Arlen from Angeles City, Philippines. Um, it's our Monday morning live stream. We do live streams on Monday mornings and generally Saturday mornings as well, 10:30. So thank you for showing up, those of you that have gotten here. We certainly appreciate it. Um, oh, there's John from North Carolina out in my mom's neck of the woods. And PH Prepper is here in the house as well, along with Bill Welsh. Nice. Very nice. Thanks for showing up. So, it's been an interesting week. First off, yes, Arlen is back. She is back from the province. She got back Saturday, our Saturday. Um, so she's back. I am still fighting this allergy issue that's causing me to break out in hives on occasion. I don't know what it is I've become allergic to around the house, but something. And I am finally over whatever it was that I had the week before. So let's do this first off. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. So here's the link for anybody that wants to cam up. Tell us what's on your mind, ask questions, everything else. Tin Whistle is here. Great. Thank you. Brewmeister, one of our biggest supporters. Thank you so much for showing up, Brew. Hope you're doing or having a great day. That's for sure. Why Travel? Hello, hello. Yes, indeed. From Guam. Wow. You know, I'm going to be making a trip to Guam next year, I think it is, to get my annual Medicare examination. Dave Alex, how you doing? Nice to see you. Did I see this yet? Yes, I have you, Prepper. Oh, wait. The suspect who said he shot the foreigner for alleged obscene behavior toward women clients of the bar. He said the women are his friends. No, I haven't seen that yet. Wow. Was he Filipino? Was he a foreigner? I didn't see that. And is that something that happened recently? Jeez. So anyways, yes, so Arlen is back and fighting this stupid allergy issue. And then I saw a post yesterday. I saw a post that our friend John, the British expat, did. And if you want to go watch his post, that's fine. His channel has taken quite a beating, which is hard to kind of understand. His subscriber counts have gone up, but his views have gone down. And he is trying to do, I mean, he backed off of Mike, and then in order to get more drama for more views, he's gone after Mike Myke in the Philippines. And it's been astounding. I don't understand how his subscriber count goes up, but his number of views has gone down dramatically. And I think it might have to do with content, but who knows? I got no idea. But he's being, I think he's just asking for trouble. He's asking for Mike to attack him again. He's asking for Mike to, again, publicize him. And I think while it might get him viewers, it obviously didn't do much for his actual views themselves. I don't know. But it's interesting enough. I don't know if any of you saw his video that he did. 10 whistle. It's okay. You don't have to be on ours. We know you're out there, 10. Not a problem. Check the message above. I don't know. Maybe if it's got a link in it, YouTube's probably withheld it. Prepper. You'll have to send it. I'll have to go in after this is done or send it by email, one or the other. What's up, Mike and everybody? How you doing, Just Facts? Yeah, I'm getting better. I had a good night last night, so I can't complain at all. You know, I've been taking this, actually right here it is, Zyrtec from the U.S. I actually had this Zyrtec because of my daughter, and when we moved, I said, well, we'll just bring it, and we will go from there. Mogman says it happened in Cebu. Mog, was it something that happened recently? Was it a recent event? I didn't hear anything about it. Nothing. There's the link. Cebu shot in shoulder and foot with a 45. Wow. Jeez. Philip Cartmel. Philip, I'm pretty sure that's wrong. I'm pretty sure that there was a lot of controversy at some point. At some point with your channel. Mogman says it was a former military black guy who was at a bar concert. The females were flirting with him, so the Filipino rapper shot him. Okay. Wow. So did they get the guy? Mike Dowdy. Hey, I'm here for the low value women. Yeah, you know what? You saw the picture this morning. It's terrible. You know, Mike, we're going to talk about high value, low value men. And we're going to talk about the dichotomy between the two. And what I mean by that is not that they're low value, okay? But, you know, we'll start into it, okay? I get a kick out of all of these guys that have this, they set these parameters. All of these men that say, I want a woman to meet a woman that meets the following parameters. And they go down that list. And then I said, okay, that's fine. Because, you know, guys are entitled, just like women are entitled to, you know, want what they want and say, this is what I'll settle for and everything else. But what got me strange was how many of those men hold themselves to the same parameters as the women that they're considering high value. How many of them do this? How many of them hold themselves to the same values that they hold these women to that they are searching for? I saw, you know, Mike MYK, Mike's Philippine Journey, who is I consider a friend. He's an interesting guy. I have nothing about him. He has this whole set of red flags. Well, what about you as a male? How many of those red flags do you meet? For instance, now, not all of these red flags would be indicative of a low value woman. But when you add up a couple of them, then they are. Okay? So, why about you? What about, I only want to date single, never married women? I got to tell you, I don't know our compartment, our social circle does not consist of a lot of men under 50. There are a couple, all right, but they're not a lot. But every one of our expat friends is divorced. They've been married. How can they hold Filipino women to that same parameter? How can they do that? How is that fair? Okay? Or I only want to meet single Filipino women, or I only want to meet Filipino women that don't have children. Well, how many of these guys that are coming over here do have children already? Granted, sure, they are probably older and probably grown, all right? But maybe they should clarify that. I don't want to meet a Filipino woman, or I don't want to become involved with a Filipino woman that is, got a 3-year-old at home or a 4-year-old at home. But then, that's the route that you go down sometimes when you're dating these women in their most reproductive years. When they're in their 20s to 30s, And then what about the guys that say, I only want to meet high value women that are educated? I only want to meet them that, have a college degree, have this and that. And that's great. I mean, I have no issues with that whatsoever. Okay? But what about these men? Of all of our expat friends, less than 50% are actually college degreed. Now, don't get me wrong, that we have a couple friends that were business owners. We have a couple friends that were, in the military and everything else, and they weren't college degrees, but they were fine, upstanding, smart, intelligent men. But there are plenty of women here in the Philippines that are doctors, lawyers, engineers, dentists. I mean, the list goes on with professionals. But why is it fair for men to want why is it fair for men to want something that they don't meet as well? Now, I'm going to skip some comments for a minute and get down to Ruby. And Ruby, I have forwarded your email over to Arlene. She's busy cooking dry fish out on the balcony right now. And she asks, your expat friends in their 50s plus be interested in meeting a single, no kids in her late 30s or early 40s, highly educated? Would they be? I'm thinking is what Ruby's getting at. All right. I don't know. Let me see. Actually, one in his 50s dates a girl in her mid 30s. All right. With no kids. One dates a girl in her mid 20s with no kids. All right. But, you're right, Ruby. Why are they holding them to a different standard that they hold themselves? All right. And that's what I'm getting at. How is that right? How is that the real thing to do? To be a part of it. Can't you can't you already hold yourself to that very same standard you hold them? And then it goes back to the final thing. And somebody said this in a live the other day. How many men actually have in-depth conversations with their Filipino? Well, they don't, because they're not this, they're not that. This was what they were saying, not what I'm thinking. Okay? I disagree with that completely. All right? I don't understand how you can't have a decent conversation with a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, all right, a nurse, an educated woman. I just don't think so. I really and truly don't. But I mean, I think you can. I don't see any reason why you could not. All right? I really, really don't. But with all of that being said, what are your thoughts? So I mean, you've got all of that going on. Cebu expat pages on Facebook. So I'll get the link. Thank you, Mogman. Good day, Mike. How you doing, Ruby? Bill Welsh says hello. I was just kidding. My wife's a civil engineer. I met her in the U.S. See, and Mike Dowdy, do you have a problem having a conversation with her? I don't think so. Should be interesting. We'll see. I sent you the story, then the video, Mike, on Discord. You can show it if you want. Philip Cardinal, the only one you can change is yourself. Guys need to stop crying like babies and being so judgmental. Yeah, Philip, I'm not sure that Mog is going to agree with that when you're saying that. There was a lot of debate, a lot of back and forth with Mike, and I'll let him defend it if he ever wants to come on. Philip has never called himself high value. I don't either, but that's a term, honest to God, Prepper. That's a term that's coming out of people nowadays. So, Mike Dowdy, nerd. Ripley, lots of men in the West are DG from their Western relationships. Then they go to Asia and expect to find Cinderella when they are still the beast. Heal thyself first. There's a lot of truth to that, I really believe. Gary Bunyar, out on the balcony. That's a good place for frying dried fish. Yeah, that's a good place to fry it. It's a good place to eat it. Something about fried dried fish just doesn't smell too good to me. Mog says Cartmel has already been exposed as a piece of shit. Mike did it the other month with his pedo stuff and threatening violence. So he's old news. No one cares more about him. You know, Mog, did you see the latest video? Not the one today, but yesterday, from John, the British expat, whining about Mike again. He's doing everything he can to pick a fight with Mike to boost his views. The views on his channel have just taken a terrible, terrible toll on him. Smooth Lee, how you doing, Smooth? Hope you're doing well. Oh, I'm happy to see I got my first thumbs down this morning. Thank you. They think their value to these women is their foreign status and their money. My thoughts. It doesn't matter what they think their value is. Shouldn't they consider holding what their values are? In other words, if you're going to hold a woman to a certain standard, shouldn't you meet that standard also? That's really what I'm getting at. Blackwood, Richmore. Hello, Mike and everyone. Interesting subject. If you start out with expectations, then you may find yourself in for a disappointment. Just take people as they find them. And that's very true. And that actually, to be very honest with you, brings up my summation of that. You don't know what that woman is like. You don't know what any woman is like until you spend some time with her. You may be excluding a whole group of people just based on your own biased desires. You really and truly might. I think that's something that men should take in. Passing judgment passing judgment on women when you don't know anything about them, only because of their status. All right, their perceived status is just wrong. It's absolutely wrong. Ripley, a couple of kilometers away is a good place for fried dried fish. Yeah, no kidding. Eric, I'm 50s. My fiance has a college degree, caregiver degree, and in her 30s was an OFW. And so, Eric, you should be able to have a good, general, and even detailed conversation. And you should be able to educate her or expose her to other subjects besides that one. Ripley, yep, it's the truth. Yep, me too. 59, 32, never married, no kids. There you go. So, winter in paradise. I'm 69, healthy, and moving to Angeles City in May. I have a 21-year-old Filipino girlfriend from earlier visits. Thinking of having her move in with me. I did meet her in a bar. Your thoughts? Well, contrary to everybody else, okay, I'm a firm believer in that nobody's going to be able to define what works for you better than you. And you're never, ever going to be able to decide that until you spend time with her. If you're moving to Angeles, you have all the time in the world to date. You don't need to move her in tomorrow or the day after you arrive. All right. But that doesn't mean, you have to look at the facts. And the facts are that the vast majority of bar girl relationships do not work in the long run. And that the number of long distance relationships have like a 50-50 issue, all right, of working out. So, I would suggest, Writer in Paradise, that you spend time with her and decide, is this the type of person that you want? Eric Sherman, perfect matchup. Retired. Intellectually, I know I'm insane, but let's see what Ruby's got to say. I know a lot of single, career-oriented Filipinas in their late 30s, early 40s who focused on careers earlier on aren't appealing to Filipino men. Most Filipinos would like a childbearing wife. I don't know, Ruby. I don't disagree with you. But if most Filipinos would prefer a childbearing wife, is that because they want a child? Or is that they just want someone in that age group? I guess that's really the question. Just my nephew said it happened at a bar across the street from the Waterfront Hotel. This must be the issue in Cebu, which I'm going to have to look at. 30s and 40s are fine. I have very little in common with late teens, early 20s. Just my perspective. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to hold an in-depth conversation with a woman in her. It would be difficult for me to have a in-depth conversation about just about everything with a woman in her 20s. At this point in my life. The only thing I can think of is worse than dried fish is bagong. Okay. So let's do this. All right. And there is bum 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 30s and 40s. Let me catch up on some comments here. Andy. Oh, Andy Omar in the channel. How you doing, Andy? Nice to see you. John the X-Pac doesn't shout me out. You feel left out. Oh, Andy. It's okay. I think he's picking his battles. He's doing. Have you looked at his videos? I mean, John's videos, he used to get 1,000, 1,300, 1,800, 2,000 views on a video a couple months ago. And now he's getting like 400, 600, 800. Occasionally he hits that 1,000. And I'm just talking in the first 24 hours. So he's definitely had some issues. And so he goes and he picks a fight with Mike all over again. I mean, Mike laid off on him. He said, hey, you know what? Had enough. So it's just not going anywhere. I guess he decided he needs the exposure. Ruby says, dried fish stinks a lot. That's why I can't cook in Australia, not even outside. The neighbors call the council. Yeah, it's bad. It's really, I mean, it can be if you're not used to it. That's for sure, Ruby. He's trying to become relevant. He found out the hard way, down talking other countries isn't a joke if you keep doing it over. Yes, I believe you're right, Mog. I believe he found out pretty quickly that, first off, he found out a couple things. He should never go on somebody's live unless it's somebody that's willing to take the time and the effort and be actually a little bit more supportive of him than going on a live and being the subject of controversy. He should never have done that. Then he should never have continued it. Then he should never have whined and cried how he was being picked on. But at the same time, he shouldn't have been out there calling me names. He shouldn't have been out there calling Mike names. He shouldn't have been out there implying all these. He should have never called his wife what he called her, even if it was just in a satirical position. And then he just degraded a different country left and right. Is trying to become relevant. Let me go. People catch on and start to open up their eyes. So now he's desperate and wants to get noticed by the channels. He realized drama sells, but went about it the wrong way. Yes, he did. I totally agree, Mog. I really do. Mike says, many expats feel entitled. They surround themselves with street-level Pinoys and think they're high value. I don't know, Mike. Try and explain that a little bit more in depth. Do you really think that men surround themselves with lower educated people in order to consider themselves of a higher value? Is that what you're saying? John blocked me after I told him copy and paste don't make him look intelligent. Yeah. John. That's why he's doing that crap at Mike. I relay what I haven't watched in his channel or paid much attention to. I've always said I'm not really into the drama. Just have a drama queen that lives near me and won't let anything go. Yeah, Mog. I feel bad for you. You know what, Mog? In June, we may be back in Behold again. I don't know if you and Christine will be there, but we're trying to decide where to go with my daughter and her boyfriend this trip. And Behold might be back on the list. So let us know. Hey, y'all, Farsight, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much. The sword fighting between the old man and you guys is getting so old. Must be a bromance. Oh, you know what? He apologized to me, and I left him alone. And he continued it a little bit longer, and then when I didn't respond, he just let it drop. But his issue, I mean, you can't call it sword fighting, Eric. First off, he doesn't have the intellect, as he likes to use that word. He doesn't have the intellect to be able to carry on a spirited debate in real time. He just doesn't. It's always going to be, he's, either he can't hear, or all of a sudden his volume cuts out and he can't talk, or whatever when he gets backed into a corner. The second thing with him is, and honestly, I do feel this way, is that, you know, John's an old man. His memory is not as sharp as it used to be. He doesn't even remember how he started this whole thing. I've heard him explain it twice, and it just wasn't correct. So, you know, it is what it is, Eric, and that's why I don't make videos about him anymore. I just saw the one this morning, yesterday actually. I saw it last night that he made yesterday, going after Mike again. And it's like, Cartmel is a pathetic clout chaser on every channel. Okay. I have to admit that there might be some truthfulness to that. You know? Hey, Bill Welsh. You may have dated her grandmother back in the day if you made port in the PI. Not me. Not me. I was never here in the military. Thanks very much. I'm listening. I'll learn far more from honest, hostile criticism than I ever learned from a friend. This nerd isn't insecure. Philip, you know, it's what you do in your life, Philip, is up to you. How you portray yourself is not up to you. How you portray yourself is how you come across to other people. And when you come across a certain way, when you make certain statements, when you don't define those statements clearly when you make them, that can be a problem. Cartmel made threats against me and my wife here in Leyte, and also started making independent threats of, whoa, I have screenshots. They were added as evidence. Philip, did you do that, Philip? Speak up, Philip. I'd like to know. Did you make independent threats of violence on Mog's wife? I've met Mogman's wife. She is about as sweet as mango pie, buddy. I can't see that. Actually, Filipinos want children. That's why a lot of women over 30 with no kids are single. They don't want to marry and have children. Actually, Filipinos want children. They don't want to marry and have children. I'm not sure. That seems to be polar opposite. Per agaper. Talk to a Filipino about the ethics and morality around abortion, and it ends up in religion. Yeah, that's why we avoid a religion and we avoid politics on this channel. All right? And obviously, we would avoid abortion. Philip says, not true. I was trying to caution you from exposure. Put up or shut up. Mog says, I got the screenshots. Mike also posted some. The rest are all in my case. So don't try and lie. Andy, that's why I don't do John the expat. He's not a good asset. No, he's not, Andy. He really and truly isn't. He can't make a valid argument. He can't keep his facts straight, and he's just he's of a very low intelligent quota. I mean, I'm sure he's very good as a craftsman as to what he does, but when you go starting to poke your nose where you can't hold a ray of light to the conversation, that's a bad thing. Filipino men usually marry to have a family and a child of their own, not raising someone else's kid. Single mothers are a no-no for them except for certain exemptions. Yes. I don't know if you guys saw my last video, but all of those statistics, single women between the ages of 20 and 40 something, never married, no children, Lord have mercy. Some of you guys are in for trouble. When you got those kind of standards, you're going to find out there aren't nearly as many as you would like. Mog says, so true, Andy. Dude's irrelevant. He is irrelevant. But you know something? On the other hand, I almost feel sorry for John. Does anybody else feel sorry for John? That he literally put his own channel into almost self-destruction just based on a I mean, you wonder if he has either organic brain syndrome or whether he has mid-stage Alzheimer's or whether he's just really that foolish. I don't know. I do feel bad a little bit for him. When you pick a fight and you don't know how to fight or you're not willing to do and fight, these are sad things for a channel to do. He put it into self-destruction. Ruby, who in her right mind for a male want to be together with a single mom? That's like playing someone else's saved game in a bad state. I don't know, Peter. There are men, we've run into many men who willingly go into relationships with Filipinas with children. They like being a father, but I don't know how many men in retirement would. I don't know, Peter, but then it obviously some men do. I mean, how do you define that? I think you're right. It's a valid question, that's for sure. Farsight, Ruby, most men just don't like the baby daddy drama. That may be true. That may be true. Single moms are a no-no in every culture, you would think, Mike says. Mogman, why don't you try talking to me directly rather than hiding other channels? I don't know. I'm happy to put both of you on camera right now. Just dial in. Man up. Mogman, what's up with the threats? Does he think he's in the U.S. still? He needs to look around and see where he's at. I don't know. Mog can tell you more about it. I don't know that much about it. Farsight, but if Beyonce was single, there you go. Brewmeister, after seeing what Ruby said about cooking dried fish, I wonder if condos have rules for tenants regarding it. Actually, Brew, you're right. So, when we lived in Manila, okay, we were in a condo, and you kind of always wanted to go to the mall on Sunday. And the reason you wanted to go to the mall on Sunday is because Sunday was the only day you were allowed to cook dried fish and a couple of other items that stank so bad because, they'll open the windows to the hallways to the breezeways, and the whole place stinks. It just reeks while they're cooking this stuff. So we just went to the malls on Sunday. That was our shopping day. So yes, Brew, there are condos we know for a fact that do have rules about that. Mike, why would someone want to talk to someone who says they will grape their wife? Kneecap maybe, but talk? Yeah, I don't know, Mike. I mean, I got to tell you, if somebody said that about Arlen, I would be livid. Absolutely livid. Ruby says, yet most expats end up with young Filipina single mothers. Wonder why. Yes, Ruby, that is my point. You are exactly correct. Exactly correct, Ruby. Nah, Mike Ross, I haven't gone about that yet. I had one on Tim K, but the paperwork from my lawyer. Oh, okay. That's the older one. Just facts. Philip, what's up with the calling out? You think you're in the U.S.? Look around. Yeah. Show me. The case is 100% strong and will win. I'm just not about cases. I'd rather he walk away and leave me alone. I really, you know what, Mog, I would love to find a way or see a way that your controversy with Tim could be avoided completely. That he would, I really would. I don't think it does you any good. I doubt it does him any good. I don't know him. All right. But I can see how it stresses you out. I really can. You know what? You and Christina, you're just too young to have to worry about that kind of stuff. Case is 100%. Ruby, you don't want to know. If he keeps it up, I'll throw, okay. Red John the expat and others, when you stick your neck out far enough, it's bound to get chopped. Do you know what the carnival came? Whack-a-mole? I used to love that game, Whack-a-mole. I always thought that was fun. I could just get rid of my frustration real quick. Okay? So Philip wants to come online. Let's assign him as guest 1. And we'll see what Philip has to say. Good morning, Philip.
Good morning. How are you doing, Mike?
I'm doing good, thank you. So apparently, you and Mog do not agree on a few things. Let me try and put this out there. And there's the link to Cam Up if Mog wants to come on. And we'll go from there. So what's new?
Oh, well, we're looking at renovating our place here in Cebu and trying to create some relevant content for the channel and steer away from the chismis and the gossip. But obviously, earlier on when I exposed Mark Thornton, that kind of blew the lid off everything, and I don't like to shove anybody's nose in the dirt. I want to kick a man when he's down, so I took that post down, and I got a lot of flack from other bloggers who wanted to cash in on it, and so
yeah. Now that's going to happen. You're right, though, Philip. That's going to happen no matter what. Whatever you put up there that's controversial in any way, shape, or form, it's going to be jumped on in whatever manner people can to generate views. So, I mean, if they think they can get more views by being left of it or right of it, that's where they're going to go.
You're absolutely right. And so the only reason I took that video down originally was because there was an inference made by someone that I was somehow attacking the women of the whole issue, and I did not want to ever do anything like that. Neither would I ever want any violence on any woman. In fact, I thought my message to Mogman was that he was having an argument with Tim and Tim K. And I said, if what Mogman was saying, that Tim K had connections in Southern Leyte within the police force, then I just let it go. I was encouraging to let it go, and I was trying to caution him not to expose his family to that. And maybe he interpreted that as a threat, but that was not my intention. My intention was to protect family. And let me just open up a little bit of piece of where I'm coming from, okay? My my first wife, and I try to only share what's relevant to the discussion, but let me tell you, when my first wife was assaulted in my home, I know very deeply exactly what the effect of that is in a family, because it's not just attacking the woman, but it destroys families, and I wouldn't wish that on any man. So I've been through that, and I certainly would never want anything like that to happen. I haven't read my notes. I went back on what screenshots I had, and I couldn't see anything in there that would indicate that. And I've admitted before that I have some pretty dark humor. Not that I'm in support of any of the issues, but I believe you got to be able to laugh at the cruelty that life presents you. And part of that's been from, I guess I learned that from my father, who was a military man and saw a lot of death and destruction. So naturally,
so let me ask you just point blank, Philip. Did you threaten Mogman's wife?
Never.
Did you threaten his family? Did you threaten to force yourself upon his wife?
Never. So I don't know where he's getting that from. I think he should, like I say, put up a shut up. Show me the text, because obviously he's misread or misconstrued something. But I went down. I saw Tim K being attacked by a lot of people. So my wife and I went down and we visited Tim K in Southern Leyte, because I heard all this crap about him shitting the bed and being a piss tank and being a bad father by both Andy Omar and Mogman. And I thought, I'll go see the man myself and see what kind of man he really is. So we went down there, my wife and I, we took him out for supper. We had a long conversation. He told me he was off the booze and that he'd found a new path, and congratulations to him. So I came back and I wrote did a video defending him, and the video's right there on my site. It's called Why I Hate Tim K, and it's probably my most popular video, but it's also my most negative. It's kind of made me sick to have to think that that's the only way to get subscribers on YouTube. And this is kind of an experiment for me. I don't know whether I'll stay here or not, but Mogman, I see you typing away there. If you can come on, I'd like to be able to talk to you face to face, because if you think that I in any way was trying to indicate any kind of violence against your family, then clearly you don't know me at all, and I'd like to clarify that right now. And Mike, you're dead right when you said sometimes it's the details where I don't flesh out my comments and remarks, and maybe that's where I missed out. And for that, if that's the case, then I apologize.
Well,
but
I think
that's the only thing.
Wait, just a second here. I believe, there we go. All right. Mogman is going to weigh in. So,
there he is. Hello,
can you hear me?
Mogman.
It's a fucking lie.
What's up, young man?
I got the screenshot. Hey, Mike, go to Discord and pull up some of the screenshots I sent you. And then we can see how good of a liar Philip is in Cebu. Remember the military incidents you said? Remember the whole threat on Andy and me? It's all there, dude. You can go ahead and say whatever you want, but you're a fucking liar.
No, I'm not.
I got you in the court case against him.
Show me the screenshot. Show me the screenshot. You keep talking about it.
But you're talking about it. Ain't nobody give a fuck about you. I'm not making a video on you because you're irrelevant. You can
okay, fine.
video, dude, you're no threat. And your shit, that's why you're blocked off my channel, dude, because you like to run your gum holster so fucking much. And then now you back out and say it's all a joke. Dude, you just said you don't make things about females, but then you said, I got a dark sense of humor. You contradict yourself, dude. Nobody fucking cares. You
That's
got
fine.
caught
Don't
up
care.
in it. I warned you, dude, I was going to put you in the court case. You want to keep fucking with me, I'll throw a court case on you. Because like I said, I have the screenshots.
I'm worried about it. I welcome my time in front of a judge to explain to you.
Man, but you got to fucking stop. I don't know. Maybe you got the same problem Tim has where you're narcissistic, where you can't understand why you say something 1 second and you try to change it the next. Is that your problem?
Actually, being married to a narcissist for 25 years, I'm pretty sure I'm not a narcissist.
I get it. So now you can't help yourself.
I'm empathetic for you, and if you feel any kind of pain,
you made threats against my fucking family. You made threats against my wife. You said it's easy to get
flat out lie. That's a flat ass, bold ass lie.
Mike, pull up the Discord, please, and show the screenshots.
Okay, so just so you know, I use Ecamm instead of StreamYard, and right now I'm going to be honest, I don't know how to get you guys and the screenshots on at the same time.
Yeah, I don't know you can, but
well, put us on pause and then show the screenshot, and I can read it.
Where you're lying about stuff right now, go to look at Mike's Philippines journey. Look at his video he made on you, and he showed one of the screenshots from my court case with you in it.
I don't know what you're talking about. I went back over the screenshots that I did have in the discussion. You and Tim have had this cat and mouse thing going on for some time.
No cat and mouse thing with me and Tim. Tim has been harassing and threatening my family and my life for 4 fucking years, you moron.
He says it's the opposite.
In a fucking laundromat here in Padre Burgos. From behind. He sucker punched me and then fucking ran away. There's a court case on that too, and it's in the court case. The only reason that one was thrown out was because I didn't go to medical, because I didn't know here in the Philippines, if you don't go to medical, it doesn't count. Because I was raised, because I am military, you fucking idiot. I did 12 years in the fucking army. I spent 18 months in Iraq, and it's documented.
Okay, if the conversation is going to be a result of just name calling,
heart, because a Purple Heart means you've been wounded in combat. A Brown Star, E6 and above, gets handed out for an ARCOM. You don't know this because you're not military. So you want to make judgment calls. All right? Here, this Punisher symbol in the military means Chris fucking Kyle. That's somebody
I know. We've been over this. Will you stay on topic, okay? I'm here to address one thing and one thing alone.
I knew Chris Kyle. Ask Miyagi. Miyagi got his name from Chris Kyle. You know, you talk a lot of shit, dude. When you're confronted and you say, man up. Now you man up, dude. You're the one that said the shit. What's up? And you think that I'm supposed to be nice to you?
Show me.
You threatened your fucking wife? You're a sick dude.
Never did. Never happened.
Sick dude. It did happen, and I got the screenshots.
You made a claim that Tim K was bothering you. Let me finish the story. Can I finish the statement? You made a claim that Tim K was harassing your family. I had no idea whether that was true.
I showed the screenshot, you fucking moron.
Wait. Let me explain. Let this fucking moron explain something to me.
Okay, all right, guys.
It's a fact.
All right, look, I put a timer on both of you. So,
yeah.
All right, Mog, 2 minutes, then Phil, 2 minutes, just to keep this
Mike,
going.
I came on here for you, but I really could care less about this fucking nerd, dude.
Yeah, I know.
There's no reason to talk. The screenshots are posted. Mike made a video on it. I've made a fucking post on it. But I'm not giving this guy any irrelevant time because he's not relevant. So I'll hit you up later, bud. He can go ahead and make any claims that he wants. I'll throw some screenshots up on my channel. But then I'm going to delete him because I'm not giving this guy any fucking clout on anything. He's a fucking idiot.
Well, okay.
Oh, I tried. I stuck my olive branch, my hand out, and if he doesn't want to deal with it, then that's his issue. But first of
Well,
all,
I think
Mike
what
came on and called me a murderer twice. And I can't say that word. I'm sorry.
that's fine. This
I'm
has
sorry.
already been demonetized. Don't worry.
I already blew another demonetized one with the Philippine Antics for saying that thing. But
It's
that's what he
okay.
said twice. And I'm not that way. And so I'm being portrayed as being some kind of AH. Well, then of course Mogman's going to jump on board with that because that supports with what he's emotionally decided. But no, I I have nothing against him. I just went down and saw for myself that Tim Kay isn't the monster that everybody says he is, and
Well, I don't.
well,
All
not
right.
everybody.
So, Philip, let me just say this. First off,
Yeah,
I've gotten a lot of information that's been just emailed to me, just messaged to me, everything else. All right. I don't know until I look at it and review it.
yeah.
But,
Well, I haven't seen it. Can you send it to me?
huh? Well, no, that's stuff that people send to me. If I'm going to think about it and consider it, I'll make a
Okay.
video out of it. But I prefer not to do that. Okay. Right now. The second thing is that I honestly believe that sometimes when we are speaking, doing blogs, doing lives, especially lives, we tend to want to say stuff and then we don't define it clearly. And so it leaves it open to interpretation and
Yeah.
um, and then that's just the way it is. Uh, we, there's no doubt about it that my words have been confused with other people in the past. There's no doubt that I've confused their words in the past. Those things just simply happen. But when you send messages in text, when you text stuff, it becomes even more controversial because you usually think before you write. We often we open our mouth before we think,
Yeah.
but more often than not, we don't open our mouth that much before we type. So you know what? I'll take a look at it and we'll see. And I appreciate Mog coming on. I really do. And the channel is open for anybody else to come on. We don't have to discuss him. We don't have to discuss Philip. We're open to discussing everything. We can talk about John. We can talk about the shooting in Cebu. We can talk about other people. We can talk about other things. This isn't all about drama. Drama is not. Uh, Drama is not something that we try and push. All right. Even my issue with John, the British expat, my issue with John is simply why are you continuing to pick a fight you've already seen you cannot win? Why are you doing this? Why are you promoting everything you can to literally kill your channel? That
Well,
is
how old is
something,
John?
huh?
How old is John now?
He's seven. I think I think he's 74. I think
74.
that's what rings in my mind. But
I'm 71 this year.
yeah. Well,
Not all of us have it all together all the time, and I think sometimes when people feel threatened, they sometimes double down when maybe they'd be better off just to be quiet. And I don't want to be falling in that camp either. And if Mogman or his wife or any of his family think in any way that I was trying to attack them, I apologize for that interpretation. But that was in no way my intent. Having been a victim of violence myself, I'm very defensive of
yeah, I
women.
can
So
understand that. But I'll be very honest with you, Philip. All right.
please, please,
I see a
yeah.
lot of people who backtrack on a lot of stuff. and they always play, all right, that sympathy card. I was a child. I was abused as a child. I was beat up as a child. I
No,
got
I'm not using
fired
that.
for no. I'm not saying you. All right, but what I'm saying is there's always an excuse. There is no excuse for a grown adult to do a couple of things. One is hit a woman. There's no excuse. Unless she's coming at you with a gun or a knife. Okay, all right. But even then, you're better off running than hitting a woman. Number two, grown men just don't make excuses for their past. Grown men grow up, they become responsible for their past, they become responsible for all the actions that transpired, and they accept, I didn't have a bed of roses. All right. Life was difficult, and I accept that. All right. But they move on. So I don't
You're
buy
not seeing
into it.
any excuses here. You're not seeing
No.
excuses here.
I'm not saying that, but what I'm just saying is you can't play that card
I'm not.
and everything, beforehand. I think this whole issue between Thornton and whoever the other guy was, all right,
Dexter.
all right. I think that whole issue is stupid. It's absolutely stupid. Why
Well, that's
would
exactly what I said.
yeah? Why would two men get into a fight? That makes absolutely no good sense. They just need to walk away. Okay, it's just that simple thing. I'm waiting for them to come out and say and claim I'm the victim. I'm the victim. And in a sense, they did. In a sense, they talked about me here, they talked about me there. You know something? People talk about Arlen and I all the time. We get some of the nastiest comments, some of the nastiest emails. Okay?
Yeah.
You just let it go. It's no big deal. It really and truly isn't. And that's what some of these people need to do as well.
It's a reflection on them.
But where they've gone with it already is beyond. It really and truly is. Now, I'm going to tell you, Philip, I'm looking at the comments, and the comments are not very favorable with you. So I think you should take a look at what's being said and address it with your own live and your own information. Not here, not now. Address it, be prepared, and take it from that standpoint. Because I'm going to be honest with you, if indeed I read through this and I see that you've made threats against Mog's wife, you won't be welcome in here. All right? I agree. Know this woman. I actually have met her. My wife has met her. She is as sweet as buko pie. All right?
Yeah, I would agree. I agree.
In fact, I don't know, whether Mogman, I don't know how he ended up with such a nice wife, to be honest with you. Okay?
I really don't. I don't find him objectionable other than that. I mean, he's a little emotional at times, but I don't have anything against him either. It's just, I got stuck again in somebody else's fight, and now the guns are being pointed on me. And when you break up a fight, you must know, Mike, that the chances are don't look good for the intervener. So there you go.
You know what? And I know Mog. I mean, I've met him. He is really one of those salt of the earth type of guys. So my point would be, something? I would take a look at the accusations. I would address them. I would apologize if they were taken in the wrong direction, and then I would drop it and just steer clear of it. I really and truly would. But if I find out that there's enough substantive evidence to sit there and say that these things did come out of your mouth, then indeed, Man, I don't know what that was. It just flew almost through my door, but it's the biggest non-bird flying thing I've ever seen in my life. Um, but you know, you wouldn't be welcome here. You know, I
I understand.
enjoy a good debate. I enjoy people debating. I enjoy people. You know, we learn from everybody, but I want it to be correct. I want it to be balanced. I want it to be fair to both sides. Uh, but I can't give credence towards, you know, threatening somebody's wife. I just can't. I don't give
Like I
credence.
said,
Just like,
I'll be the first one in there with you, Mike.
yeah,
I agree 100%, and I can't even see that where that would come from for me because,
well,
like I say, having directly experienced that stuff myself, it's the most horrendous thing you ever want to go through, and I would never wish that on my worst enemy.
yeah.
So, you
So
know,
that's where I would go with that. Let's see here. I'm going to catch up on some of the comments here, okay?
okay, I can go and let you do some other business, and then
I'm
maybe
going to
you
catch
can
up.
forward some of that to me. Okay.
All right, take care. Now, let's see where we're going to go from here. Paste this and. So there's the link, folks. And the comments are. Oh, let's see here. Tim's wife is not Ware wearing from Samar. She's from the mountains of southern Leyte, aka Bajau. Well, I mean, all of you know how I feel about women and threats and things like that. And I'm not going to make I'm not going to make excuses for the fact that I consider Mogman and his wife to be friends of ours. And I'm not going to make excuses for the fact that, you know, there are other bloggers that I consider friends. You know, I'm not going to make any excuses for that. It's just that simple. But I certainly would never allow that type of behavior personally. Van Turner made it here. Wow, Van, how you doing? Nice to see you. Andy is slithering through the bushes. Pablo made it in. Respect the Mogman. Absolutely. Taking down the post now. This dude's irrelevant. Okay. I've got your stuff in Discord, Mog, and I'm going to review it. And if indeed that's the direction, you know exactly what I'm going to do. Let's see here what else is going on. So what else can we talk about? I see Philly in the Philippines just did 2 weeks in Surigao Island, living as a Filipino. That was interesting. So, Van says, Dowdy, you've been there for the last time unless you were watching. Okay. So what else is going on, folks? What else have we got going here? Hey, guys, came in late. Does anyone cam up tonight? Yes, Christopher. We had Philip Cartwheel cammed up. Mogman cammed up. And Christopher, if you'd like to cam up and discuss anything, we're happy to have you. Pablo says he always thought Tim K was cool. Still do. Mike says, I'll admit from time to time, I admit I troll. Life is a good beer. Mike, can you have your neighbor as a guest, the one in the accident? No, I cannot. And the reason I cannot is because his house is now done and he's moved into his house. So his last day here was like a week ago. I'm sorry, man. Threats against people's family, relatives, kids, they're invading anything despicable. I agree. Mog. Figured you, Mike, would talk more about the shooting. You know what, Prepper? I haven't seen it. I didn't know about it, but I will look it all up when I get done here. That's for sure. I absolutely would. I mean, that's a that goes into. Did they say what it was that he was being disrespectful about? I mean, what they felt that disrespectful about? Van, last I saw him when he and his girlfriend moved his stuff, he was doing fine. His ribs are healing and he's doing fine. They threw salt at the snake and he slithered off. It's because I kind of ended it, Simple man's journey. I troll plenty, but I'll never go after someone's wife. That to me is weak boy stuff. And that's true. I agree with you, simple man. I really do. Mark said that was Tim's thing. He figured out he couldn't phase me with the threats and went after. Yeah, that's just not right. It really and truly isn't. So they're talking about the Filipino rapper who was putting on a show somewhere in Cebu, and he shot a African American expat in the audience for being disrespectful to the Filipino women, if I'm correct. That's and I've been sent some information, but I haven't had a chance to look at it yet. I was totally unaware of it prior to this. Totally unaware of it. So, but I'm still trying to figure out. Let's see here. So we were talking earlier. What did we talk about earlier? We talked about men holding women here in the Philippines to a higher standard than they hold themselves to. Oh, Prepper's got more information. He wasn't in the audience. It was outside the bar later. Wow. So he went outside and shot. Words were exchanged. American caught. Now there's going to be, and so there's going to have to be more information. He's my hero. Rapper Andy, what do you mean? Why would you say that? When it first happened, everyone was saying the American was drunk, hitting on females, harassing them. But then CCTV came out and it shows the girls were going at the American. Oh, wow. Roy, Mike, I can't leave you alone. Face green smile. Apparently the girls were flirting with him and chasing after him. The rapper got egged on from his groupies, made a song about shooting foreigners, then he did it. This is going to be interesting to see how that plays out. I don't know. I wonder how that will play out. Really and truly, I do. He was jealous a foreigner was getting more attention than him. Sounds about right. That's ridiculous. Hi from Queens, New York. Just tuning in. I have a lot of catching up to do. Someone named Mogman and a guest wearing no shirt. Yeah, that would have been Philip Cartmel and Mogman, and they obviously have an issue. Fuck the dude that got shot. He'll be free. Why? Why would you say that, Andy? I mean, do you know more about this? I mean, it sounds to me like he wasn't doing anything that I don't know. I don't know. It was at the entrance to the waterfront under the bridge. Okay. anti-Bastos laws, but they said it was the girls going after him. I mean, what part of the anti-Bastos law would he have broken? Simple seems his girls were flirting with the American dude. They had words and then it happened. So I've got the video and I'll have to review it when I get done here. Mogman made Phil's eyes twitch. Oh, Pedro. How you doing? Glad you could make it. Hope things are going well for you. Yeah. Well, I mean, in all fairness, I did kind of close that out on him. I mean, I'm just being honest. I just told him, hey, I'm going to catch up with the comments here and talk to you later. But, you know, playing the victim card and things have happened in the past. And I just, you know something? I just don't look at it that way. I don't see things that way. I think that's a poor excuse. But I'll take a look at the stuff that Mog sent me and I'll certainly do. Andy, I'm sure the American could have walked away from the situation, but he antagonized the guy enough to bring a gun out. Yeah, but Andy, I mean, you are making that assumption. You know, I mean, you're making an assumption. We just don't know. I mean, it could very well be true. That's for sure. Okay. And in all likelihood, that's how this shit happens. It probably, or could have been exactly how it happened. Okay. But that doesn't mean that, you know, I don't know. I think we have to see some more of the stories. It's way too early to judge conflicting story of events. I thought Phil got beat up with the twitching eye and red face. I don't know anything about it. I asked a friend of mine that lives there to chime in. He knows a lot about it. Good. Good deal. He was there not for the shooting, but around it and after. Wow. It'd be interesting if we could get him to come on and tell us what he knows about it. That would be interesting. I read that the American, now this is interesting. I read that the American was warned a few times and that he was grabbed a few girls' asses. He was warned a few times. That's what the paper said, but obviously could be a cover-up. Well, if that's the case, then Andy's absolutely correct. That would fall under the anti-Bastos law. Andy, so you're saying the Filipino rapper was weak and couldn't handle words, so he resorted to violence over hurt feelings. That's possible. Andy, no, he tried to walk away. That's why, he tried to walk away. That's why they were outside the entrance. Okay? And walked out. Most stabbings happening over small arguments and drinking sessions. Wow. Wow, Brewmeister. Oh my gosh. Thank you so very much. I really appreciate that. Arlen and I do. Wow, thank you so much. We certainly appreciate it. Hope you're doing well, Brew. So what happens now? So the guy got shot, and he says, but he said something that triggered him. Damn, this is going to force me to drink. Man, I don't think you need any help to learn how to drink. I could be mistaken. Hey guys, Mike D in Cebu here. Mog told me some of you guys are interested in the shooting ranges here. Yeah, there's always guys that are interested. You know, I get questions. I know of 2 shooting ranges, one in Manila actually not far from Mall of Asia. And then there's one here with better info. I don't want to put out bad info. Oh, okay. Well, now, flight. If you want, you can jump on, pop in live and tell us all about it. We really would love to hear about it from somebody that has good firsthand information. So the link is below, and we certainly would like to know more about the shooting that transpired. Prepper goes to the gun range once a month. There are many shooting clubs in Cebu. The largest is Donna. Did the American die? I don't know. Flight, not shooting ranges, laughing my ass off. The shooting. Yeah, we're talking about the shooting last night in Cebu, apparently. I didn't even know it happened. So if you would like to cam up and tell us about it, or what you know about it, we'd certainly all be very grateful of you for that. That's for sure. So let's see, what else did we cover today? Hapa. Hey, Hapa, how are you? Glad you could make it. How's things going in your neck of the woods? Staying busy? I'm sure you are. Hapa and Prepper are probably two of the busiest guys I know. I've been to the shooting range in Mindanao, off topic. No, it's fine, Pedro. Everything's on topic. Absolutely. I'm on the phone data currently and don't think it will hold. Oh, the American. Okay. So we're going to have to, I guess we're going to have to wait a couple of days to see more information come out over this shooting. I think that's going to be what's really interesting, and try to figure it all out. I want to see I want to see what all happens. I think Andy's got a good side to the story. I think Mog knows some information. I think that there are others. I think that it's all going to end up, I mean, at some point in time, the guy that got shot is going to make a statement, I would think. Flight. So here's the information. He was shot 3 times in the hospital. The rapper's friend talked smack to an American veteran knowing his buddy rapped about shooting AFAMs and had a gun on him. The rapper's friend talked shit. Wow. Wow. So why, I mean, you think, so like he was kind of provoked? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, I mean, that's what he said, Mog. You know, looking at, I've been trying to briefly go through the stuff you sent me on Discord, and I don't know about that. Wow, so intense. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Pedro. I mean, it's like the rapper's buddy kind of set it up. You think a rapper who has fame and money is going to waste his time on a cheap foreigner? I don't know. I mean, have you ever heard of this rapper before, Andy? Or has anybody here heard of this rapper before? Is he famous? I don't know. Is it safe to assume the black guy has to pay his own hospital? Yes, Christopher. It is safe to assume. he will at least have to initially pay it himself. If he can go to court, if he can win in court, and if he can get the money from the guy that caused him financial recourse, yeah. But all of that's highly unlikely. Highly unlikely. You'll like it, AJ. Cartman was there. He saved the guy's life. If not for his white knight skills, dude wouldn't have made it. Okay, Mike. Local rappers talking about shooting expats in their songs. Interesting. Yeah, I find that interesting as well also. Scorebird sidebar. Did you hear that Scorebird's pool party was without vloggers? I imagine they still have good attendance. Sounds like they make out good selling tables plus food and drinks. Yeah, so apparently Scorebirds has now gone back to their old policy of not allowing photo and videos of the bikini contest that they do. You know something? In my personal opinion, it's no great loss. Okay? So if you've never been to their pool party, you should go at least once for entertainment value. But, not so much a big deal. But it does get a lot of views. I'm sure a couple of the bloggers here in town are quite, upset that they don't have that anymore. Not sure if that link works, but it's the actual shooting. So if you sent a link, YouTube is not going to put it in the comments section. I'll have to try and find it and add it later. So Flight says he's not that big. It's a local niche scene, mostly plastic gangsters. Wow. I'm not even sure what a plastic gangster is. Shows you how far out of it I am. Do you think the rapper's going to beat the rap? I have no idea. Pretty Famous has songs in the millions of views. Okay. Well, wait a minute. In the millions of views, so his songs are on YouTube? One is 7.9 million views. Part of Canada he's from. Mexican cartel songs. Yeah, absolutely. Andy, well, you know what? Andy has a very, very solid point. I can remember when the bikini contest at Scorebirds had some really solid 8s, 9s, and once in a while a 10. Okay? You don't see that anymore. And Scorebirds may be sitting there saying, you know what? This ain't the best advertisement we could ask for. Rapper Range 999 to face frustrated murder, illegal possession gun raps for shooting. Wow. Somebody's in deep trouble. Yeah, I'm sorry, Simple Man. It does not. If it's something that you really need, email it to us, and then I will be able to put it up. Thanks for the link. Simple Man, are they hoes? Andy, they hoes. They have the video. Andy, lots of rappers have an underground scene is big in the Philippines. Really? I guess I don't know it. If you speak Bisaya and understand the lyrics of many of these types of songs, they talk out about violence against colonizers, AFAMs, mostly fake though, just talk. Well, I have an issue with part of that. I really do. The U.S. is not a colonizer in all rules of thumb. It was the Spanish that tried to colonize the Philippines. Okay. It was the Japanese that then tried to take it and colonize it. And we ended up with it for 50 years with a Philippine administrator. So I don't know about labeling like that. He is not getting off. Yeah, Pedro, I think he's going to be in trouble. The victim, Michael George Ritchie, the suspect was Jed Andrew Solera. Huh. Bruce, how you doing, Bruce? It's good to see you. Rapping and violence is that's most unusual. CBN had it. Watching the video of the shooting, had that been in my state, the rapper would walk free. Looks like the rapper pulled up in a car. The American opened the door and the rapper, wow. So, if the American touched his property, that's going to be interesting. Range Official 26, check his popular song. 8 million, 6 million, 5 million for me. I'm sorry, Andy. I don't consider any musical artist to be famous if their only outlet is YouTube. They're not published. But I guess maybe, you know what? I don't understand the music industry nowadays either. So that's probably a bad statement. Mike, want to make millions of pesos, open a bikini car wash. Foreigners will come like flocks of chickens and the rich Filipinos. That would be fun. That would be fun. It's funny, though. Our favorite car wash down the street shut down. I don't know why. Bruce, Mogman, that would make a ton of money. And the Scorebirds bikinis, I thought that was even a job fair for Labaneras. Ha! Get the 18 to 24-year-olds in bikinis washing cars like they do in America, playing with bubbles and all. You'd be hugely popular. It would be, more than likely, I'll have to admit. Simple Man, yeah, that is what it looked like, but I'm just saying it was in the USA with our castle doctrine laws. Yep. Lots of TikTokers and YouTubers nowadays have record deals. It's how they get discovered. Yeah, you know what, Andy? I misspoke. I apologize. I know so little of how the record labels and the music industry and all of that works. It's just not something I should have said, and I apologize. You're right. Roy says he'll come over and he doesn't even own a car. Well, you know what, Roy? Maybe we should get somebody to pour chocolate sauce all over you and they can wash it off. How's that? So if you don't have a car, they can do that. We can have one station where you pour to get covered in chocolate sauce to move to the washing station. How's that work for you? I don't know. I'm not sure Arlene's going to let me open up a business like that, to be honest with you. Not that she would stop me, but, I would never hear the end of it not being profitable. Because that's the kind of business that you'd keep open, even if it wasn't profitable. Flight says, consider the underground scene, as Andy said. It's all local support from Cebuanas like the artist Cookies, who sings Sugar Daddy song. Very mainstream in Cebu, but not elsewhere. Yeah, And again, you know, I know so little about it. I really do. Mogman says rent a bike, go through every 10 minutes. Bruce is all in on it. You can borrow mine. I can ride with you. Mike's got some good ideas. We'll see about that. Andy, I'll be there about a month and a half. Good for you, Bruce. It'll be good for you to come by. Mike, are you hitting on me? Oh, no, not at all, Roy. I'm just saying, if we line up a bunch of girls and they're washing cars, and then we put chocolate sauce on you, maybe that's what they wash out since you don't have a car. Oh, Ruby says, forget the chocolate sauce. All right. How about Tabasco sauce? I don't know, Ruby. That might get in the wrong spot. Mogman says, shoot, Arlene would be the boss and interview the females. It would have to be in her name. Andy, you're so wrong, Flight. That Cookie song is all over TV. Luzon clubs all over. I don't know. Don't go to them, so I wouldn't know. It would be worth the money it takes for an hour or more every time I get it washed. Bruce says he's all in. Christopher Leroy, Atlantic City, New Jersey. I see more skin at my local beach than that scoreboard show. However, you will see a few beached whales here. Well, you know, Christopher, you're right. I don't get it, but you know what? That's why we don't go to the Scorebirds bikini contest. We've been to one, and that was enough, and that was years ago, way before COVID. I want to say we might have been to one in either 2016 or 2017, and you might see a beached whale there too. Don't tell them I said that. She'll beat me up. Nah, no way. Simple Man, hasn't 20 years since I've been into music. Sounds great. Late, but hey. Hey, Peter, how are you? I've seen a gas station with hot pump babes in short skirts. Okay. Huh. Yeah, here it's always a couple of Filipino guys. I've never, actually, that's not true. I have seen Filipino girls, Filipinas, as gas station pump attendants, but they're all full dressed, always wearing long pants and long sleeve shirts. Or at least the ones we've seen. Tabasco sauce will be burning the sensitive portions of your body. Hapa, I think that's what Ruby had in mind. 58 watching, only 25 likes. Story of my life. So, you know, I'm actually I'm showing 60 watching and really very happy with that. You know, a channel our size getting 60 we're very happy with it. Very happy with it. And he goes to the local clubs all the time. Whoop. How about another idea? MILF car wash and granny car wash. We make money. Oh, I don't know about that. Bruce? Although it's possible, I guess. Who would watch the kids, Bruce? Yeah, Mike, you should do some more vlogs with the wife and them. She's very sweet and friendly and well-spoken and smart. Yeah, you know what? Arlene does not like the drama in the comments. I'll be honest with you. That's real. She just doesn't understand how people can be so negative or rude about something that just doesn't matter. But we're going to do some more blogs together and see where it goes. Bruce says, sexy granny bikini soup soap down motorbike. I don't know, Bruce. I'm not sure here in Angeles that is going to be a big draw. No shrimp paste. YouTube does not let me hit the like if viewing with a manager account. Okay? I don't know. I'm not sure what a manager account is, but it's okay, Simple Man. Prepper, I'm sorry. It's okay. 38 likes now, just throwing it out there. Oh, there's Miyagi. Miyagi, are you still in Japan or are you back stateside now? Cebuano presence is expansive. It's like 80% of the demographic. Have you tried getting a copy of that song anywhere? I can't find a copy on Main Street apps outside YouTube. Huh. Oh my God, Mog. Oh, I just read it. Trust me, Mog. I couldn't miss it. AJ, yeah, we did discuss it. I just discussed it a little bit. I mean, I think that John's an idiot. He's picking a fight that he's already lost. Mike left him alone. He should have left it alone, but his channel is in such disarray that he is just doing anything he can to generate some drama to get more views. And I don't understand that. I said that earlier. I don't understand that his channel has actually grown, but his views are really down. I don't know. I don't know how that works. Mike, the doxing and the hate keeps many off YouTube. Yes, I'm sure. I'm sure, Mike. You know, Arlene just doesn't, Arlene has better things to do that she finds more interesting than having to deal with drama. What's a manager account? I could live without thinking about that. Miyagi's back in Cali until the end of April. Oh, I don't think you'll ever see me turn red. It takes a lot to embarrass me, Mog. Yeah, I saw him where he's a boxing. He knows good and well, AJ. You know what, Hoppa? He knows good and well. He's portraying himself to be this simple old man. I think he is I think he's just what he is. All right. It ain't no fun till you've been gummed. When I'm logged into Google YouTube with my main account, then open a new tab, switch accounts, Ah, okay. I think I understand what you're saying. Miyagi, can I ask what line of work you do? Just curious because of the traveling. I wanted to look into that. Andy Omar, you see a black bar on the bottom of the YouTube with the words "yours, a manager." All right. I seen a live in a bar where guy was super chat 4 girls to have drinks. Seemed kind of strange idea. However, is getting crazy money. Yeah, some people do. I mean, I got to be honest. Christopher, we get super chats here and there. Okay, and we're grateful for every penny of super chat money that people send us. But we've seen people pulling down $200, $300, $500, $700 in super chat money, and these are channels under 100,000. We've seen it, but we'll never be there. We're never going to get that kind of. Well, you know what? I doubt we'll ever make $100 in super chat money on any live stream. But I mean, it is what it is. My honest opinion is that Britt is in the early stage. Yes, AJ, and that's what I said. I said he may either have organic brain syndrome, OBS, or he may be in early stages of Alzheimer's. He can't keep his facts straight. He can't keep his history straight. He can't, it's just, he's made it a point multiple times to say that America's never won a war. Gee, I thought we kicked the British out of America. You would think, being British expat, he would know that. Now, he may want to argue that it was the colonies, that it wasn't America yet. Well, big deal. Semantics. There are other wars. I just do logistics and brand manager for a cigar company. Inside, catch you guys later. Take care. Thanks so much, Icarus. Really do appreciate your time. Mike, subject that too. Yeah. Someone, Mike, Miyagi, gotcha. Thank you. I've been in the casino industry for 20 years, getting my way past burned out. Work for Win for more than 20 years. Be right back. Gotta run, get food. All right. Every third Sunday, do a vlogger boxing match. That would be interesting. Okay, folks. It has been an hour and 50 minutes. So I would like to tell all of you, thank you so much for joining. We really appreciate it. But I've got to get going, get some stuff done today. Arlene's got some stuff she wants me to get done today. And we'll have to go from there. All right? Okay, so thank you so much. You guys have a great day and take care.